If you want to know why God incarnates again and again, listen to the audiobook to the end. The audiobook explains in detail the background and concepts of this fascinating topic. Welcome to this special audiobook where we explore the fascinating concepts of Gabriela, also known as Gabriela Grupcyber Criminal. Her work, Magic of Manifest, is an inspiring journey into the world of manifestation and conscious creation. In a world where we are often overwhelmed by external influences and challenges, Gabriela reminds us that we have the power to actively shape our reality. It teaches us how to clearly define our true desires and connect them to the positive energy of the universe. Through her unique insights and practical techniques, Gabriela gives us tools to unleash our full potential. Whether you're looking for personal growth, spiritual fulfillment, or material manifestation, this audiobook will give you valuable perspectives and inspire you to live the life you desire. Join me on this journey as we dive into the hearts and minds of Gabriela together and explore the magical principles of manifestation. Let's get started. My name is Julian Hale. I am your audiobook narrator for this report today. God is considered perfect consciousness in many traditions and philosophies and often represents the highest reality. In this context, it is seen not only as a supernatural entity, but also as that which connects and permeates everything. 1. Perfect consciousness. Oneness. God is often described as the perfect consciousness that is the source of all things and is present in all that exists. Enlightenment. In many spiritual traditions, the pursuit of enlightenment or the understanding of perfect consciousness is considered the goal of life. 2. The universe. Divine manifestation. The universe itself is often thought of as a manifestation of God. Everything that exists, from galaxies to subatomic particles, is part of divine creation. Interconnectedness. The idea that everything is connected is emphasized in many spiritual and scientific contexts. 3. The sun. Symbol of the divine. The sun is often seen as a symbol of the divine, or the light of consciousness that brings enlightenment and promotes life. Source of energy. It is not only the physical source of life on earth, but it is also metaphorically considered a source of spiritual energy and inspiration. 4. The soul. Inner divinity. The soul is often thought of as the part of the human being that is connected to the divine or the universe. It is considered immortal and eternal. Oneness. Many traditions teach that the soul is part of the divine plan and encompasses the pursuit of oneness with God and the universe. 5. The connection by different names. Variety of names. God is worshipped by many different names and forms, depending on the cultural and religious context, e.g., Yahweh, Allah, Brahman, the Source, the One. Collective spirituality. This diversity reflects the different ways in which people try to understand and worship the same universal truth or divine consciousness. The idea of God as the perfect consciousness, the universe, the sun, and the soul illustrates the deep connection that all life shares with each other. It shows how people have tried for centuries to grasp the divine through different perspectives and symbols. Striving for a state of perfect consciousness is a profound spiritual journey that inspires many people. The idea of maintaining this state of affairs permanently can be challenging, but also fulfilling. Here are some considerations and steps to promote such a state and why the title God Incarnates Again and Again was chosen for this account. 1. Understanding of perfect consciousness. What is it? The state of perfect consciousness is often described as deep understanding, clarity, and oneness with the universe. In this state, one is fully aware of one's thoughts, feelings, and one's own existence. Healing and transformation. This state allows for letting go of old patterns and connecting with a higher reality, which promotes healing and transformation. 2. Practices to maintain consciousness. In order to promote and maintain the state of perfect consciousness, the following practices can be helpful. Meditation. Regular meditation helps calm the mind, strengthen mindfulness, and gain deeper insights. Mindfulness in everyday life. By living in the moment and being aware of your own thoughts and actions, you can strengthen the connection to the inner source. A self-reflection, journaling, or deep self-reflection, promotes understanding of one's inner world and encourages growth. A spiritual community, sharing with like-minded people can provide support and inspiration and strengthen the sense of connection. 3. The role of love and compassion. An energy of connection. Practicing love and compassion toward yourself and others is critical to staying in a state of perfect consciousness. This positive energy promotes a sense of unity and community. Receiving and giving. By receiving and giving love, an energetic cycle is created that raises consciousness. 4. The meaning of the title. God incarnates again and again. Eternal presence. The title reflects the idea that God or the divine is always present, in various forms and incarnations. The idea is that the divine lives in all of us and manifests itself in every moment. An expansion of consciousness. The understanding that God can incarnate again and again, in us, in our experiences and in our consciousness, encourages us to recognize and celebrate the divinity in ourselves and others. Connecting all beings. It also illustrates the spiritual truth that we are all connected and that our individual quest for enlightenment and consciousness is part of a larger, universal process. Striving for a state of perfect consciousness is both a personal and universal journey. Through mindfulness, love, and understanding the divine nature within us, we can approach and get closer to this state again and again. The title God Incarnates Again and Again reminds us that this journey never really ends and that the divine lives and works in all of us. The state of highest consciousness is a profound experience that many spiritual traditions consider the ultimate goal of life. In order to maintain this state, it is often argued that it is necessary to incarnate repeatedly in a limited consciousness. Here are some thoughts that explain and illustrate this concept. The necessity of incarnating into a limited consciousness. 1. Experience and memory. The soul, a part of the divine, comes into this physical dimension, often referred to as the 3D world, to gain experience. These experiences open up the possibility of remembering what it means to be in the state of highest consciousness. By living in a limited consciousness, through the challenges, emotions, and lessons associated with physical existence, the soul can explore the diversity and depth of the human experience. 2. Divine incarnation. In this context, God is seen as the source of all soul parts, which incarnate again and again in different formats. Each incarnation is an opportunity for God to experience Himself in a new way and to live through the facets of human existence. The idea that God enters our world through soul parts means that each of us carries a spark of the divine within us. That is, in each of us lives a part of God who is here to learn and grow. 3. The collective and the reconnection. Through the collective experience of all souls, we are helping the entire universal consciousness to evolve. Every life and experience is a step on the way back to perfection. As we grow through our individual challenges and triumphs, we not only remember our own true selves, but also support the return of the entire collective to the state of perfect consciousness. Consciousness as a journey. 1. The return to divinity. Each incarnation is a memory that helps the soul to recognize who it really is, an expression of the highest consciousness. The process of learning from limited consciousness is a deep experience that teaches us to be empathetic, loving, and understanding. By dealing with physical and emotional challenges, souls are reminded of their true nature, and a deep desire to return to the highest consciousness arises. 2. The feeling of perfect consciousness. The state of highest consciousness is a state of unity, peace, and love. It reminds us of the essence that we are and leads us to an understanding that we are part of a greater plan. As we move through life's challenges, we learn to appreciate these deep experiences that point us back to the perfect truth. Incarnation in a limited consciousness is a necessary and sacred journey. It allows souls to grow through challenges and experiences and to remember that they are part of the divine. These experiences contribute not only to individual development, but also to the collective return of all souls to the state of highest consciousness. By remembering that each of us has a stake in God within us, we can better understand and appreciate the significance of each incarnation and the lessons it brings. We are on this journey together to promote the return to full consciousness through our individual and collective growth. The understanding of the incarnation and the perspective that the soul has on it can be considered a profound and transformative insight. Here are some reflections on the soul's experiences and attitudes before and during the incarnation. 1. The life plan and the choice of experiences. A looking ahead to the incarnation. Before the incarnation, the soul has the opportunity to see its life plan. This plan includes the various experiences, lessons, and challenges she wants to go through in this life. Acceptance of all experiences. The soul often chooses experiences that can be perceived as drama or tragedy, knowing that each experience ultimately holds potential for growth and development. 2. Perspective of love. All experiences as opportunities for learning. In the realization of perfect consciousness, the soul regards all events that happen in life, be they difficult or easy, only as paths to experience and learning. There is no evaluation framework such as good or bad. Instead, the soul sees in every experience a chance to unfold. Unconditional love. In the state of highest consciousness, there is only the experience of pure love, both for oneself and for others. This unconditional love allows the soul to look at every situation, even the most painful, from a perspective of light and compassion. 3. The absence of duality. Transcendence of duality. In perfect consciousness, the duality of good and bad does not exist. Instead, everything and everyone is an expression of love and light. The soul realizes that all experiences are part of a greater whole and contribute to the universal experience of being. Unity and connectedness. In this level of consciousness, the soul feels the deep connection with all other souls and the universe itself. This insight fosters a sense of unity that goes beyond individual experiences. 4. The role of challenges. Learning through suffering. The challenges and dramas of life are often the deepest teachers. They offer opportunities to develop empathy, to give love, and to develop personal strength. Growth through experience. The process of experiencing these challenges brings the soul closer to its true nature and makes it realize that it has the power to spread love and light even in difficult times. The understanding that the soul sees her life plan and chooses the experiences before incarnation is an expression of the wisdom and unconditional love she embodies. In the perspective of perfect consciousness, everything is seen as an opportunity for development and learning. The absence of judgment and duality allows the soul to appreciate each experience as part of the great mystery of life. By remembering these insights, we can look at the challenges of our own lives from a higher perspective and remember that we are all ultimate expressions of the same unconditional love. The idea that God incarnates again and again through us is a profound and inspiring idea that encompasses both spiritual and philosophical dimensions. Here are some considerations to dig deeper into this thought. 1. Divine presence in humanity. The spark of divinity. Every human being carries a spark of the divine, which means that the essence of God is present in all living beings. This perspective emphasizes that we are not only creatures, but also expressions of a higher reality. A incarnation as an expression. When we talk about the incarnation of God, we often mean that God manifests himself through our experiences, decisions, and actions. Our life thus becomes the medium through which the divine expresses itself. 2. The role of the soul parts. Soul parts and experiences. In this context, it can be said that God enters the physical world through soul parts. Each incarnation offers the soul the opportunity to unfold, learn, and experience the divine, while at the same time remembering its true nature. Collective experiences. Through our individual and collective existence, we all contribute to the further development of divine consciousness. Every experience, whether positive or challenging, is an opportunity to experience and manifest the divine in action. 3. Transformation and growth. Learning by living. Life on earth is often seen as a school where we grow through different lessons. These lessons promote our personal and spiritual growth and bring us closer to our divine nature. The beauty of being human. Through the challenges and triumphs of life, it becomes visible how the divine works in us. Our ability to love, forgive, and show compassion are ways in which God incarnates through us. 4. Oneness with the divine. Connection to everything. The awareness that God incarnates through us promotes insight into our interconnectedness with all beings. This perspective encourages us to be more loving and respectful of ourselves and others. Acting out of love. When we realize the truth that God is working through us, we are motivated to practice love and compassion in everything we do. This can have transformative effects on our own lives and the world around us. The idea that God incarnates again and again through us invites us to reflect on our own role in the larger cosmic game. It reminds us that we are not just individuals, but part of a larger whole, in which every experience, every action, and every emotion contributes to the ongoing manifestation of the divine. By acknowledging the divinity in ourselves and in others, we can fill the world with love and compassion and walk our path as an expression of the highest consciousness. The idea that we are all connected and working as a team, often unconsciously, is a powerful perspective that deepens the understanding of supreme consciousness and collective experience. Here are some considerations on how this connectedness makes it possible to maintain the highest consciousness over eternities. 1. Collective solidarity. Unity in diversity. Each individual reflects a unique aspect of the divine. Despite the differences in background, thinking, and experiences, we are all part of a larger network that is connected by spiritual and energetic connections. Shared mission. As part of this network, we unconsciously work together to promote the highest level of consciousness. Each soul has a role to play that contributes to collective development and evolution. 2. Support through experience. Learning through interaction. In our encounters and relationships, we learn from each other. Even if we are not always aware of it, our individual experiences and challenges contribute to expanding the collective knowledge and understanding of life. Collective healing. Together we go through emotional and spiritual processes that heal us and help us remember our true nature again. These collective experiences allow us to grow as a community. 3. Unconscious cooperation. Energy and intuition. Often, the connection and working in a team happens unconsciously. Intuitive insights, synchronistic events, and energetic resonances between people bring us together and lead to shared growth. Support through soul connections. Sometimes it is old souls who come together in different incarnations to support each other in their learning processes. This unconscious collaboration not only promotes individual growth, but also strengthens collective consciousness. 4. Maintain the highest consciousness. Exchange of energy and love. By exchanging energy and practicing love in relationships, we create a positive feedback loop that nourishes the highest consciousness. This loving energy helps to raise the entire consciousness. Consciousness as a process. The highest consciousness is not static, but a dynamic process that is supported by everyone. By supporting and inspiring each other, we ensure that the divine continues to flow within and through us. The idea that we are all connected and unconsciously working as a team is an encouraging and reassuring realization. By learning to recognize and appreciate this connectedness, we can expand our individual and collective consciousness. In this way, we make it possible to maintain the highest consciousness for eternities. Through our collective efforts, we create a space where love, compassion, and understanding can flourish, and where the divine in all of us blossoms. The idea that the judgment between evil and love does not exist in perfect consciousness offers a deep insight into the nature of reality and human experience. Here are some considerations to deepen this insight. 1. Transcendence of dualistic thinking. Absence of duality. In the state of perfect consciousness, there are no absolute categories such as good and evil. These terms often arise from human evaluations and perspectives shaped by personal experiences, societal norms, and cultural influences. Unity of experience. Everything that exists is part of a greater whole. Instead of thinking in dualistic categories, perfect consciousness recognizes the oneness of all things. Every experience, regardless of its evaluation, contributes to the totality of life. 2. Learning from all experiences. Value of challenges. Even what we perceive as negative or evil has its place in the larger context of life. These experiences promote the growth and development of the soul. In the highest consciousness, every situation is considered instructive. Unconditional love. This view leads to the fact that in perfect consciousness, all feelings and experiences are considered from a perspective of love. Unconditional love accepts all aspects of human existence and sees them as necessary steps on the path to spiritual unfoldment. 3. Change of perspective. Transformation of perception. As we approach the state of perfect consciousness, we begin to transform our perceptions. What was once perceived as bad or evil can be recognized as an opportunity for insight and expansion of our consciousness. Empathy and compassion. Instead of judging, perfect consciousness develops a deep compassion for all living beings. It recognizes that every person and situation is connected to a unique story and life lesson. 4. Collective growth. Contributing to a greater whole, every individual and experience contributes to the collective consciousness. When the evaluation between good and evil disappears, there is room for understanding, healing, and integration. In this way, the entire collective is strengthened and spurred on to develop further. Unification in diversity. The acceptance of all experiences promotes unification in diversity. Even if we have different opinions or experiences, we can find each other in love and understanding. In perfect consciousness, the evaluation between evil and love does not exist. Instead, Everything is considered part of the great mystery and universal happenings. Every experience, whether pleasant or challenging, is an opportunity to develop and unfold unconditional love. This insight opens up a space of acceptance and peace, both inside and outside. When we open ourselves to this perspective, we are able to accept both the light and the dark sides of the human experience and consider them as part of a larger plan. The idea that all dimensions, from very dark to very light, are present in the highest consciousness opens up a comprehensive and fascinating view of reality. This perspective can shed light on various aspects of our existence and the universe. Here are some considerations. 1. The nature of dimensions. Diversity of experiences. Many spiritual and metaphysical teachings assume that the universe is made up of different dimensions, each with its own frequency, vibration, and reality. These dimensions range from the dark experiences, which are often associated with pain, suffering, and challenges, to the light experiences, which embody love, joy, and fulfillment. Integrated totality. All dimensions exist in different states, but are integral to the whole consciousness. They illustrate the breadth of human experience and the potential for growth and transformation. 2. Highest consciousness as a connecting element. Unity in diversity. In the highest consciousness, there is no separation between light and dark dimensions. All experiences, whether positive or negative, are part of the collective knowledge and contribute to personal and universal development. The highest consciousness recognizes the necessity of all dimensions for the full understanding of existence. Love and acceptance. In the state of highest consciousness, everything is viewed with unconditional love and acceptance. This means that both light and darkness are seen as important aspects of life that contribute to the completeness of the experience. 3. Transformation and growth. Learning from darkness. Darker dimensions, often associated with difficulties, challenges, and duality, offer valuable lessons. These lessons encourage growth, self-reflection, and spiritual development, and help us understand more deeply the importance of love and light. Ascension into the light. The process of experiencing and integrating all dimensions can lead to individual and collective consciousness lifting. This transformation promotes the ascension to higher states of consciousness where love, compassion, and understanding prevail. 4. The journey through dimensions. Integration of all aspects. The journey of each individual often involves living through and integrating all facets of the human experience, i.e., both the dark and the light aspects. This integration helps to pave the way to the highest consciousness. Connection with all beings. By acknowledging the existence of all dimensions, we also recognize the deep connection with all living beings. Every human being experiences different dimensions, but in the end we are all part of the same divine whole. The realization that all dimensions, from very dark to very bright, are present in the highest consciousness offers a profound view of life and its complex nature. Every experience, whether perceived as light or darkness, contributes to our growth and understanding of the unity of being. By accepting and integrating this diversity, we can approach the highest consciousness and realize that everything we experience is part of a larger plan. Conclusion of the audio book. Thank you for listening to this audio book. I hope that the content has inspired you and made you think. You have now gained a first glimpse of the profound themes of the highest consciousness, the connection between light and dark, and the great journey of incarnation. However, the journey continues. More inspiring documentaries. I invite you to stay tuned and explore the upcoming documentaries that will fascinate you. These materials are designed to help you gain deeper insights and get out of each experience with an aha effect. Your personal training. With my audiobooks and content, I offer you a kind of training that you can complete at your own pace. The information is structured in such a way that you can develop a comprehensive understanding of the topics until you finally realize, this is you. You can do it because you already know it. Stay tuned. I encourage you to stay active. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of the valuable content. Each audiobook has been purposefully selected so you can fully focus on the words, without the distractions of visuals. The benefits of audiobooks and podcasts. I created this particular video to shed light on the benefits of audiobooks and podcasts. This allows you to fully focus on what is being said, without music or visual disturbances that could distract you. This allows you to develop your own vision and immerse yourself in your own insight. Final words. You are on a significant path of growth and self-discovery. Hold on to curiosity and let the content you hear have an effect on you. The change and understanding you are looking for is already present within you. Thank you very much for your time and commitment. I look forward to continuing to accompany you on this wonderful journey. Until next time.